Dear Egypt, writing this story has been difficult, but not because I'm struggling to find the words. It's just that when I do try to describe who I am, the words that come spell out everything that I am afraid of. Growing up, I was always told that I was going places, that there was a bright future ahead of me, and for a moment I started to believe it. Then I started struggling with school, struggling in relationships, struggling to see myself as something worth fighting for. I would rather leave the questions blank than admit that I'm afraid of being wrong, It's not that I'm prideful, it's just I don't understand. How could anyone love a failure? I was raised to think that quitting wasn't an option, but then again, I could be wrong. The severity of my uncertainty has chased me around the deficiency and the desperation at my knowledge base, forcing me to come to terms with the chasms in my intellect and my defective sense of self-worth. I don't know if the glass is half empty or full, because I am the fool afraid of pouring it, afraid to miss, afraid to admit that I have trailed on the uptake, that I have failed in rising to the level of expectation that I have set for myself, in the recreation of a love that I'm not sure that I know yet. With all due respect, it's not that I'm afraid of being wrong, it's just I don't know who I am if I'm not right. And sure, you're a poet, but if you can spin this in the light of a grace that will race my thoughts to the finish line of my mind, then have at it. So here are my mistakes for you to ponder. And this was signed sincerely yours, a wanderer. Wow. Dear Wanderer, look, I can't even pretend to have all of the answers, but I want you to know that there's freedom in not feeling like you have to. Past all of our mistakes is a love called grace that states that our stories are not meant to end in our failures, that our journeys are more than just the deviations that we've taken from our path. That grace sees hope in the mystery, because never in the history of anything has humanity ever found answers without questioning, but that does not mean that you should lose yourself in that struggle. Fight for more. Fight between the longing of understanding and the war between our souls and the stone that our heart is etched into. Find meaning in the meantime. Know that you are so much more than your mistakes, or the amount of scars that those have left on you, or the words that have driven you to reach for a perfection that we teach, but we've never actually reached ourselves, dear wanderer. Look for hope in the waiting, and something to call your own. I want you to know that I can see you, and the promise that together we will find home.